from the Lakeside Newsroom of the Henrico Citizen, your hometown news source since 2001. This is the Henrico News Minute with publisher Tom Lapis.
A new way to get your COVID vaccine, a Henrico man in trouble after scaling a fence at the U.S. Capitol, and some exciting news from the Citizen. We'll have all those stories and more coming up in today's Henrico News Minute. It's Tuesday, April 27th, 2021, and it's brought to you today by Henrico County.
And now for the news.
A 22-year-old Henrico man is in trouble in Washington, D.C. after being arrested and charged with entering a restricted area inside the perimeter fence at the U.S. Capitol. It happened on Sunday night. According to U.S. Capitol Police, Mark Beauchamp allegedly scaled the fence along 1st Street at the site. Just before 11:40 p.m., he was immediately stopped by several officers, arrested and charged with unlawful entry. The fence had been erected there after the January 6th insurrection. Beauchamp also illegally parked a vehicle on the grass near the Lincoln Memorial, according to officials. Investigators believe the case to be an isolated incident. COVID-19 cases in Henrico are following a nationwide downward trend with just 33 new cases reported yesterday. The 7-day moving average of new daily cases fell to 48 in Henrico, according to the Virginia Department of Health. There were no virus-related hospitalizations or deaths reported, but positivity percentages among those being tested in Henrico still remain a bit high. The PCR testing positivity percentage rate as of April 21st was 6.1. The rapid testing rate as of the same date was 10.2%. Now more than 100,000 Henrico residents are fully vaccinated. And if you are not among that number but you want to get vaccinated, you can now schedule your COVID vaccination appointment directly through the Richmond and Henrico health districts without needing to pre-register. RHHD officials made that announcement yesterday, and starting at 10 a.m. yesterday, they opened their website, vax.rchd.com, for those direct registrations. You can also call their hotline at 205-3501 to schedule vaccinations. The move was made possible because the RHHD has now vaccinated or contacted at least one time everyone from both Richmond and Henrico who was pre-registered for the vaccine. Schedulers will continue to monitor the pre-registration list and contact everyone who completes that form. And it's an exciting day for us here at the Henrico Citizen. Today we are proud to announce that we have hired a new full-time education reporter. She is Anna Bryson, and she's coming to us from Florida, her home state. She's worked there as a journalist for the Daily Sun in Port Charlotte, the Sarasota Herald Tribune, and the alternative weekly Creative Loafing in Tampa Bay. She's a graduate of the University of South Florida. She will join us to cover a wide variety of education topics with a special focus on educational equity through the lenses of race, geography, social class, and economy, among many others. She's joining us through our partnership with Report for America, which is a national program that helps place full-time journalists nationally and in Puerto Rico at partner newsrooms that it selects through an application process. We were fortunate enough to be the only new newsroom from Virginia selected for the program this year. We joined the Rappahannock News as the only two outlets in the state that are part of it. And RFA commits to fund a portion of the salary of each reporter by providing as much as $25,000 to each participating newsroom in dollar-for-dollar matching funds. If you'd like to help us earn those funds, you can make a tax-deductible contribution anytime. Visit our website, henricocitizen.com/contribute. Anna will start with us in June, and in the meantime, if there are topics related to education that you'd like to see her cover, you can email me, tom@henricocitizen.com, and I'll be glad to pass those along to her when she arrives. Well, you might say things are going swimmingly at the former Macy's South store at Regency Square. There's a lot of activity at the site, but none of it geared toward shoppers. Instead, it's geared toward swimmers. Crews are working to build a new facility for Nova Aquatics. It'll feature a 50-meter swimming pool, twin 25-yard warm-up pools, and a viewing area. It's expected to draw an estimated 400,000 people a year once it is fully completed. The site also will be home for some high school swim teams, among them Godwin and Freeman, and it will allow Nova to expand its after-school swim programs. The project is a partnership between Nova, Regency owners Rebke Company, and Thalheimer Realty Partners and Henrico County. It's an $18 million project in total. County officials are excited because the facility will allow second graders to be trained how to swim and help Henrico in its goal to make the county drown-proof. It'll join the recently opened Frank Thornton Aquatic Center, run by the YMCA on Laburnum Avenue in the county's East End, in offering those same classes for second graders. You can read a lot more about this topic on henricocitizen.com by clicking on Community. Henrico Police and Commonwealth's attorney Shannon Taylor are actively looking to talk with anyone who might have additional information about the murder of Lucia Bremer, the 13-year-old Quioccasin middle school student who was murdered last month in a neighborhood near Godwin High School. They have not identified any connection or previous relationship between Bremer and the 14-year-old boy, also a former QMS student who was charged in her death. If you have information, call 501-7323 or 501-5581 to speak with a Henrico Police detective. The defendant remains in custody and next will appear at a status hearing in the Juvenile and Domestic Court on August 2nd at 1 p.m. That's nearly 3 months later than the originally scheduled May 4th hearing date. Today's Henrico News Minute is brought to you by Henrico County, which is asking you, how do you want to hear from the county? Visit publicinput.com/Henrico News to take a brief survey.